I know I have 2 more at home. I can bring in tomorrow.
Is this too shocking?
No. I've been in the apparel industry for over 30 years, and most of my professional life has been doing the more practical end of things. So my specialty is production and sourcing. But I, like many people who ended up in production and sourcing, started out wanting to be a designer. So I've always had a love of design and especially color. Color is really my thing. And that's really why I got into knitting, was just being able to create something out of color. I never really planned to be a dyer. I've been knitting for about 7-8 years, very avidly. And one winter vacation, I just thought it would be fun to dye some yarn. Unfortunately, I was hooked on my first pot of yarn, and I just became obsessed. And I decided by the second day of my vacation that if I still was enjoying doing this in a year, that I would start a company. So I spent every weekend for a year developing colors, palettes, and when I had 50 different colorways, I said, okay, I guess I'm going to start a business. And then I spent 3 months dyeing my initial stock, and 6 months ago today, I opened Murky Depths. I opened my web store. Because I love solids and semi-solids and really complicated, deep, rich colors. I dye all my dyes from primaries and mix all my colors. And I get very intense color by mixing 4, 5, or 6 different primaries to develop any of my colors. So I like classic colors that just have a little something extra that sets it apart, like a classic gray, but it's got just a little undertone of a blue in it, or like a gold that has a little undertone of a green in it. Just something that gives it a little extra life. The other thing that I like to do is I like to build my multis off of my solids, so I will take 3 or 4 of my solid or semi-solid colors and I'll build multis out of them, because it makes it easy for people to build projects using multiple colors because they're pre-built to go together. Yeah, this has these 3 colors in it.
Oh, okay.
Knitty City was very important for me as far as starting my business. This is my home away from home. It's where I come knit. I think it's the best yarn store in the world. It's got a really great community. Really great friendships have been made here. It's really warm and open. In the year that I was developing my yarns, I would dye things, I would bring them down, and then I would play show and tell to my friends here. Everyone was really encouraging. I got such great reaction. So that really helped build my confidence and made me feel like people might like what I do.
The reason why I really love their yarns is that Debbie puts a lot of saturation into the colors. A lot of dyers have it very light, or they have the sprecklies and stuff, but I like the intensity of her colors. It shows that, she spent a lot of time thinking about colors, and I think that coming into the fall, this is a good reason to buy her yarns.
There are a million indie dyers, so one of the best ways to develop a following is from your own community. So a lot of people who knit here have bought yarn from me, and then they show their yarns to their friends, and their friends show their yarns to their friends.
I was sitting on the subway, and this woman from the Big Apple Knitters Guild sits down next to me, and she's like, "Did you make what you're wearing?" I'm like, why, yes, I did. She's like, what is that yarn? It's so pretty. And I told her all about Debbie and how she has this new indie dyeing company. And then the next day, she had placed an order for a sweater quantity of this yarn, and I was super excited.
It's a very easy business to get started. Really all you need is some yarn, a stove, a couple pots, and some dyes. So having a community behind you is really a great way to get started.